Well, Pete lost the first race, and I mean, the world could see a long debrief going on board your boat. What was the team feeling really in the gap between the races, and how much pressure were you feeling to really deliver for the final race today?
Yeah, well, I think we could definitely take a lot of positives out of the first race. It was something that we put ourselves in a position with about 30 seconds to go where we wanted to be in the start. I felt like we're getting better and better at tacking. Definitely learning where you can and cannot sit behind someone in these boats, but to then kind of execute that last 30 seconds a bit better in that last race to get off the line ahead was something that was obviously pleasing for us to bounce back from that first loss.
It's pretty hard, isn't it? I mean, you have to deliver in that pre-start. It's like there's no way to come back. Just tell me, what you talked about between races, and I guess how much of a relief it was for all of you to give such a commanding performance.
Yeah, well, definitely, obviously super happy to walk away with the win in that second race. It felt like the first race wasn't really all over after the pre-start, but we kind of made life hard for ourselves up the first speed, and then had to do an extra few manoeuvres around the next lap as well, which really took us out of the race. But no, it's something I think we're learning all the time. It's probably been our fourth start in a tight environment like this in the last 3 months, where Lunaros has come out of a pretty tight series. So we definitely feel like we're getting better and better.
And just lastly, really, I mean, it's been a period really of assessment for everybody. No one really know how you would line up with your opposition. What would you say now after two races? How do you compare to them?
Well, I think we checked in about where we thought we'd be. Both Max and myself would have said in that first press conference, it's always very hard to tell how you're going when you come into these events, but you can definitely say that if you're sailing in bad air behind someone, it's pretty hard to make the boat go fast. But we're still really happy with the boat we've got and the way it goes when we get it in the right place.
Jimmy, it's turning out that tiny margins in the starting box are determining the race. You're the man charged with hitting that line in the right spot. How hard is it to get that edge, and how much do you believe that is going to win this cup?
I think the last 2 days of racing has showed that the lead boat has been in a dominant position. It basically takes a mistake from the lead boat for the other team to get around, and that first cross is critical. There's no two ways about it. Both teams are putting a lot of energy and effort into it, so are we, and every single time we go out against these guys, we learn something, and we'll be trying to apply that tomorrow.
I spoke to your coach, Philip Presti, this morning and asked what today was about, and he said it's still about assessment. After today, how would you compare the two boats?
Yeah, surprisingly even, I thought, out there. I thought they were a little quicker downwind, and at times, upwind tacking, we were probably taking a little gain. But again, the lead boat dominated the course. It just wasn't many passing lanes. I think the fact that the breeze has been pretty steady on Course E for the last couple of days, it can get dynamic out there, the wind pattern. If we see a change on the Course C or maybe even to Course A, then I think it'll be, there'll be passing lanes.
The Kiwis answered all your questions in that second race, commanded the start and sailed away, extended their lead. How concerned are you by that?
I thought teams have both sailed 2 good races each. The scoreline doesn't lie, the results don't lie. The team that won deserved to win, made fewer mistakes. That's sport, but I think from an event point of view, it's fantastic to see all squared up, all to play for.
And just a word really on the mood in the Luna Rossa base. I mean, how pleased, how confident is the team feeling?
Yeah, the team's excited, they're pumped. It's been a relentless campaign, a long road. We've come through the Challenger Series, the semis, the final. It's an incredible bunch. Very passionate, emotional, very, very hard workers. So we've got a lot of support down here from family and friends, and obviously back in Italy. It's a great feeling. We're ready to fight, and Italians love a fight.
Oh, what a first race! Commanded the start and just sailed away. How did you feel on board after that first race? What was the feeling?
The feeling was great. We proved that the boat is going well in the light wind, that we can win races in the light wind. We knew it, but it's nice to prove it. And we proved it that if we can win the America's Cup, I think.
In the second race, what happened in that board drop? Just talk us through it.
It's a very simple explanation. I missed a button, I pressed the wrong button, and then when I pressed the correct one, the system didn't accept the cancellation of the first command, and so it took 1 or 2 seconds, and at those speeds, you cannot make a mistake of 2 seconds. So yeah, it's a mistake that I did, and I'm sure it's not going to happen again, at least on the same button.
Philip Presti said this morning that today was also about assessment, that you didn't really know where you were against your opponent as you left this morning. Now the day's done, just give us an overview really of how the two teams line up.
Well, you guys know better than me that it's pretty obvious that the boats are very similar in performance. There is not enough of a difference to overcome mistakes. And any boat can win. So it's about how you sell the boat, and about how you perform in the starting line and in the maneuvers. I think there is a lot to be analyzed about the videos and numbers of today, and we need to do that as soon as possible, because tomorrow is coming quickly.
We couldn't really have asked for more, could we? Two well-matched teams sailing, extraordinarily well. What do you think it's going to take to win this and lift that trophy?
I think the recipe is still the same one. You have to just do the things, the right things right, and you have to just keep improving, keep trying not to make the same mistake twice, and it's not much more.